Well, that's weird. OBS just blunk off for a second. And now the Twitch dashboard tells me, hey, by the way, unstable bitrate, because the Twitch dashboard is a bit slow. I'm actually kind of surprised that it's now telling me that. But the bitrate should be fine. Now let me refresh on you. Get that going. Oh well. Momentary blinks, they happen. Archive. We are looking for artist Boniface Mercurio in the Old City. So we're looking for citizens? In the Old City. Do we want legal documents? Legal documents for people in the Old City? He's a prominent person. I feel like that's important. He's not old enough to have been around in the hospitality era, I'm sure. Other? Occupation of citizens? John's upset. Maybe I want the newspaper after all. But would the newspaper really list his home address? That's why I'm thinking City Hall. For official documents or something. Could be police. I don't know. I feel like it's not police. I feel like City Hall is the right answer. Celebrities? Recent celebrities in the Old City. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's newspaper archives then. Prominent person, Old City. There we go. The brawl at the artist sellout. The past week has brought us a new scandal regarding the so-called artistic higher society. It all began at the painting sellout named by local artists as a dance of decadence. The director of a publishing house, the Lion Darren Turwick, broke the idol by throwing a chair at the decadent artist Boniface Mercurio. As Mr. Turwick later said, he did it because Mercurio brought dishonor to his name. The column writer graciously reminds the reader that recently Mr. Mercurio was spotted with Mrs. Turwick at a coffee shop. Afterwards, an orchestra conductor, Kurt Gallagher, smashed a painting across Mr. Turwick's head to protect his friend Mercurio. A large brawl started, including a large number of customers. After a protracted fight, the police arrived. All the high society brawlers were arrested and placed under guard for a week. What a breathtaking event that was. As your loyal personal advisor, I suggest you obtain a souvenir for the sellout. Unfortunately, it has since ended, but Boniface Mercurio himself invites our readers to visit his home and purchase one of his paintings. You will find him at the address Hermes Avenue, between Scottish Street and Olive Street in the Old City. So he is just putting his address in the newspaper, especially after a brawl at his home. Hermes Avenue between Scarlet and Olive. Hermes, Scarlet, Olive. Hermes between Scarlet and Olive. Scarlet and Dawn. Scarlet and Olive. Alright. So, one of these buildings. We'll just go down Castle. Till Castle becomes Hermes. Eavesdrop? No eavesdrop?
Merhaba.
Marhaban dik. Should be Hermes Avenue now.
Merhaba.
Boniface Mercurio's residence. Oh, I passed it. This it with the lights? Have you seen this man? 1,000 bucks reward. If we go for him, I could use 1,000 bucks.
Excuse me, young man. Where do you think you're going?
Greetings, ma'am. I'm looking for the...
I don't care who you're looking for. You shall not pass. No visitors allowed.
Not even my
I
trustworthy
wish to buy a
hats.
painting from Mr. Boniface Mercurio. Is he at home?
Dearie, tell me, because old age has made me blind. Did someone write Information Bureau on my forehead? Because I'm not here to answer your questions. Entries for
sass.
residents
Sherlock's.
only.
Take notes.
If you aren't a resident, please leave, or I shall report you to the police.
2 evidence updated. I must wear oh, I could disguise myself as him. If I wear some scruff and have a big open shirt. Okay. I'm a curious home. The landlady said that only residents were permitted to enter. I'm not as tanned and unkempt as a bohemian artist. So dress as him, be unkempt, and wear the tan makeup. Put Sherlock Holmes into brown face. It's not the right beard though. There's a shop down the street.
Naber? Merhaba.
There's the barracks. And here is
Don't
the
miss out.
convenient clothes
Let's
vendor.
pick something that suits you.
Okay, do we have a white open collar? Because I think that's what we want. The Bohemian. And we want scruffiness. Designer stubble. Artist bristles. Oh, we want the artist bristles specifically, I think. Okay, we'll do artist bristles. We got the bucks for it. And makeup? Artist tan powder. Oh. Not the tan that I have. Okay.
Be careful with what you've
There.
taken.
Now I look just like him. Except for the hair. Which it seems like it can't change ever.
Nasılsın? Merhaba.
Okay, miss, I'm home. Forget the other guy. Hey, mom. Just, don't mind me trying to find my way upstairs. I believe I left my keys. Could you help me out with that?
No visitors allowed.
But that's me. I'm him. I look just like him. Not as tanned and unkempt as the bohemian artist. Tanned, unkempt, bohemian. I think you only can't change clothes in front of people who it matters. Because now you can change in front of all these people. Bohemian. Artist bristles. Or designer stubble. Maybe designer stubble. The only difference is that there's unkempt mustache on top of the stubble for the artist bristles. Just designer then. Artist tan powder versus the deluxe glamour. Artist tan. Yeah, just a bit of stubble, but no mustache. How's this then? I think this is perfect. Okay, Mom, I'm home.
No.
What?
Visitors allowed.
Is it the hair? Is there a way to fix my hair? Because I'm the spitting image of him. Sneak in the window.
Bakın kim burada?
Sholmes comes and leaves, and then, for the next half hour, comes back in a progressively altering costume and disguise.
Don't pass by. Let's pick something that suits you.
I can't exactly change my... Oh no, there it is. There's the unkempt hair. It's the last piece I was missing.
A good choice. A good choice indeed.
Okay, now I look like him. But I think I do need the artist mustache then. There. The hair is a problem. Every other piece of clothing was like new. Artist bristles included. So that's that. Cutscene load. Mum,
Boniface, sweetie. Is
her
that
eyes must be
you?
going.
Ah. Old age does terrible things to one's sight. I didn't recognize you at first.
How are you, Mum? I'm ashamed to admit that I've lost my key. Do you have a spare?
For heaven's sake! How many times will you lose that key of yours? Of course I have a spare. You artists all live in your own little world.
Please, accept my thanks.
I would rather accept your rent. You promised to pay me several weeks ago and I'm still waiting.
I will pay you, I promise, very
Mercurio
soon.
getting in so much
You'd
trouble.
better do, my dear. Or else I'll just change the lock. And I won't fall for those cow eyes.
So Mercurio, if you are several weeks behind on rent, what are you doing turning down selling one of your paintings? I think he is scamming things out then. Blood. Oh, Mercurio. Oh no, that's a leg. Oh no, that's a real him. And now we've ruined a witness testimony. She's going to say that we came home and then just appeared dead upstairs. Yeah, that's him. His chest is fine. I don't see anything here. Soft torso
Judging by
muscles.
post-mortem rigidity, the body lay here for 1 or 2 days.
Bruise on the knuckles. A fight, maybe? The boots. There's nothing in his boots. I can't check his pant legs. What's this? Scarf? Cloth of some
Soaked
kind?
in blood. It seems as if the puddle of blood was here before the rags. The wound is precise. It was inflicted by a
across his
razor
neck.
or a knife.
So, the singular precision of the cut and nothing else around here leads me to believe that maybe there wasn't a great big struggle. A knife. Himself, maybe? No, no. It was made to look like like a suicide then, right? Because a singular straight precision, he says. But with suicide, there's hesitation. He was murdered, and then the knife dropped next to him. Chipped? Or is that just the angle?
Could be the murder weapon.
Could be, Holmes, it could be.
A normal kitchen knife.
It's bad luck for detectives to walk over the body.
Red
Oh, that must be
skin,
the work.
tails on the back. Reminds me of Verda's description of the stolen painting.
I don't know, it's not as
Red
vulgar as he made
skin,
out to be. She's
tails
just
on the
sitting on his
back.
lap.
Reminds me of Verda's description of the stolen painting. The chest has been searched.
But they didn't take the painting back. This was just a murder.
I wonder where he got that fancy camera.
Was he also taking part in the governor's scavenger hunt thing?
Despite the overall tendency towards mess, you cannot sit with the drawer pulled out like this. Someone left it after searching.
Nothing in here? I see a crystal glass, maybe some pearls. A broken glass here.
It appears the wine was truly awful.
Broken picture. Knife missing. Where could it have gone? Blue cloth fibers. Wine palace. Well, there's no blue on him. Why would somebody smash the glass and deliberately get their cloth on it?
The blood has dried.
I've heard of this style of painting. It is called expressionism.
It's a cozy flat, I'll give it that. Oh, hey, John.
Don't look at me like that, Sherry. I will not touch that dirty floor.
Okay, what do they got in here? The bathroom? They have bathrooms. If this was the Tesla or subreddit, it'd be like, finally, there's specific proof that they poop. Does anybody poop in the Elder Scrolls? There's never any bathrooms. Oh, a photograph. So maybe the painting was an actual event that happened. And it could be then that he was murdered for depicting it.
Look at this, John. Isn't it our stolen demon?
I think so. What's on the back? Nothing.
The photograph was not pulled out in time. Such a waste of material.
Hey, let me get my Mind Palace stuff. Muse from abroad. Coal footprints. Gallery intruder, a smoker who limps. Painter's flat was searched. These will connect. Not yet, at least. Good night, Holmes. John, I thought you said you would not sully your feet on this floor. Maybe he was on the ground at the time? Kicked him down? I don't know. The knife was definitely used, so... Is this to denote that he cut his neck when he was laying there? Maybe. Maybe there was a struggle, and he got pushed down and then stabbed in the neck, or sliced in the neck. So you were here first, and then you come out. And then get pushed down and stabbed. An altercation? I don't think so. Not like that. You slicing your own throat? No. Maybe it was a fight here like this, and then he got sliced on the neck there, had some blood spread. And then... Does this mean you were pushed down? Fight, slice your neck, painting drops, blood spills, then stand over your now dead body? I think this is like finding the body here, like, oh no, what is this kind of stance? Like, what? Nah, I think you did the deed yourself. There might have been an altercation, but it was then where you were knocked down and killed. Maybe he came out while searching while you were doing your thing, and that's why the second painting, or the second picture, never made it out. Because this kind of establishes that he was here at the time and then came out, so it's impossible for him to be just sitting here at the same time. Maybe he pulled out a painting and that's when he grabbed it and a fight started. Oh, that's why the bottle is smashed and your hand is against the glass. Doesn't make sense if you're searching on your own and you're just like, I really hate this frame, bah! And so then your assailant has a knife in reach, grabs it. You're still grabbing things to swing at him. And the struggle, I guess, is when your knuckles go smashy smashy, and then pushed to the ground and dead.
Mercurio was developing photographs when the intruder snuck in. Mercurio heard him coming. While the thief was searching the chest, the painter ran towards him with a bottle in his hand. He smashed it across the thief's head. The intruder had no choice but to defend himself, and the weapon of opportunity happened to be a kitchen knife. Mercurio stepped aside to grab the painting, but the wine-blinded thief attacked Mercurio's throat. When the thief came to his senses, he saw Mercurio bleeding on the floor. He grabbed the rags and tried to bandage him, but it was too late.
Well, that's what that means.
Why did Mercurio attempt to snatch the painting in the middle of a fight? To strike the intruder? Not with his painting, it was too important to him.
More Mind Palace clues. Did Mercurio have a limp? Is he the one who sold his painting back? Mercurio's death chain of events. Developing photographs, intruder snuck in. Okay. Pretty much exactly what was said. There's more to casebook? Oh, there's this. There's all this. We'll do that later. Still? Oh, there. We are in Muse from Abroad still. Painter was killed in a fight. Flat was searched. Thief was caught by the painter, off guard. Open chest and drawers clearly indicate that someone has thoroughly searched the painter's flat, but didn't take the bedeviled painting. Visitor didn't want to kill Mercurio. Murder wasn't the thief's goal. Oh yeah, he's a thief. These don't go to anything. I'll tell you what does go to something. Is me and bathroom breaks. Hasn't been a full 2 hours. Technically, it's only been 23 minutes according to the stream coming back online after disconnecting, but I gotta go. I'm dancing in place. So BRB for me. Alright, gonna have to end the song prematurely because I have returned from peeing. Boop. And let me turn this here so I can see how much it struggles or does in real time. Because we're all done here, right? We have Mercurio's chain of events and his flat. Do we have all the evidence in the flat? We don't. There's still more to find.
Red skin, tails on the back, reminds me of Verda's description of the stolen painting. The chest has
Is
been
there anything
searched.
else? There's the food on the floor, but I don't think that's important. Bottles on the ground. Is that what we'll smash then? Is that the last thing?
Aunt May whiskey, brandy bucks. Quite a collection he had here.
All evidence found. There's a camera. There's nothing else, or I don't think.
It's time for some chemical magic, John.
Are we gonna get the blood off? We found the painting on the floor of Mercurio's flat. It is stained with his blood. And so we get to remove blood, yeah? 2 minus 6 and 5. Okay. 2 and minus 6. If I add you and reverse the polarity, that is 2 and negative 2. 5? Four and negative 2. Or 4 and 2. Which could make 4 and negative 2, which add to 2 minus 6 and minus 2. Just have to add 7 of these then. How to get 7 of you? Could do... Oh, I can multiply by 2 now. That's new. That's a new step to add. Also, the recycled tea did not come in as good this time. Normally, my pour tea is good for like 2 goes, but this time was just... sugar water. Wish I got a douse with the coconut water to make taste decent. Okay, can multiply by 2. Which means I could have negative 4 and 6. Plus 3. Three, 4, 6. What I want is 3 of this one now. I think I see. 1 plus 1. Reverse the polarity. And that gives us 3, 7, 6. Oh wait, no, I don't want that. Don't have a 1, do we? Yes, we do. Minus 1. 3, 5, 6. And then, minus 1 again. 2, 6, 5. Bam! Managed to erase the blood by using chemicals. It is still like painting Mercurio's room. Of Mercurio's room. So what is supposed to be where then? What was stolen, I guess? This big samovar?
That doesn't look like the painting we need, Sherry.
As expected, but that doesn't mean it won't tell us anything. Let's put it on the easel where it belongs.
Well, it's still there.
I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John?
I do. The skull is missing.
If the intruder didn't take it, the skull should be somewhere here.
But if it was taken, then where is it?
Nothing behind it.
There's a bone.
I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John?
You say two differences.
I guess this is his most ordinary painting.
The lemons and things are
Spot
okay.
the two differences, John?
This sticks out, but I can't really do anything with it. Beyond there's nothing to hide behind it. Oh, there we go. I can pull it up and then look around. Nothing here, nothing on there.
I guess this is his
The
most
tree
ordinary
is
painting.
different. The tree is
Spot the
definitely
two
out of
differences,
place.
John?
Tree and the skull.
If the intruder didn't take it, the skull should be somewhere here. Nothing behind it.
There's a blue piece of cloth. And it's not in here. Definitely not in here. Oh, hold on. Oh, there it is.
Monster was actually a man. Poor girl. John, you ought to be thrilled. We are now hunting the devil himself.
What were you saying, Sherry? I was too busy sketching the scene, you know, crimes and such like, daily routine. Did you find something?
A photograph. It depicts a man in a red suit with tails sprouting from his back and multiple people in masks watching the scene. It all adds up. But the act of love, it wasn't given willingly, John. It was a violation. And the girl, she was with child.
You
Give
could
that
tell?
to me now. Did you recognize someone?
No. Although the victim is not from Cordona, she is African. Look at the ritual scars on her face.
Get that image out of your brain. You have to continue the investigation.
I must speak to the landlady. Perhaps she saw or heard something.
Sherry, you cannot tell her the truth about Mercurio. It will hurt her.
John, that's illogical. Sooner or later, she will come here and discover a corpse, and I still need to talk to her.
Just avoid mentioning corpse, all right? Stick to the character, tell her to call the police.
I'll take that into account.
And wait here. I've redrawn the people in the photograph. Now you can proceed with your investigation without those horrific details.
So, this is going to be such a sweet Lifetime original movie. The ghost of the tenant comes downstairs, says please call the police. When the police get here, he was already dead. But then who was phone? John wants me to stay in character and not mention the ghost. Or the death. Stay in character. Redrawn of a pregnant girl, was she? I couldn't tell. Sketch of the abuser. That is a very decent sketch considering the mask he was wearing. Stashed behind the skull where Mercurio kept the photograph of an African woman being— Oh. Oh, was that the original? That turned into this.
Red skin, tails on
see
the back.
that.
Reminds me of Werder's description of the stolen painting.
But then there's this one here. Isn't that the same picture? Ah, that's why I didn't recognize it then. That's something else entirely. Maybe from the same source? And the actual horrible picture itself we don't get to see, which is okay. That is fine by me. And okay, gotta do the thing for John.
What's wrong, dear? You look like you've seen a ghost.
It is me, I am the ghost. Who entered my flat recently?
Can you tell me if anyone else has recently entered the flat?
Oh, you're talking about that limping man. I'm sorry I let him in. I was scared.
What, at home doesn't
And
scare
I thought
you?
maybe he would motivate you to find money so that you would pay your rent. No offense.
You
dear.
killed
Can you
me.
describe him?
Oh, so you weren't at home. I was so certain you didn't leave your flat that day. He was of average height, had a limp, and a tattoo on his neck.
Two
And he
to
was
search
smoking
for.
Malpal cigarettes.
Palmels.
My husband used to smoke those. They have a horrible smell I can recognize from a mile away.
Can I ask a favor?
Of course, dearie.
Please call the police and ask them to enter the flat. And don't look inside until they come up.
What? What trouble have you stepped in this time?
It
Should we
really
listen?
doesn't matter. Thank you, Mum.
We even have his mole on the chest where Mercurio had it. That is a very cool disguise. Didn't even know that was there. It's all evidence.
Phew, Sherry, that was close. But you did everything correctly. Now, take off your outfit. I can't let you walk around in a dead man's clothes.
These are my clothes. They just look like him. Oh, it's automatic. But yay, didn't tell her the truth. After going on about how the truth is the most important thing. He's a bit back and forth about it. Anyway, let's take the silly mustache off. Scruffy hair. He doesn't look half bad in a mop, does he? Nah, he's fine. Okay, so, what's the next step? Look for the pregnant girl. Pin and ask around. There's no way we're gonna find her that easily. Mind Palace. Mercurio's visitor smoke Pall Malls. A photograph of a violation. The flat was searched for the photograph. To locate the terrible photograph, who implicates something else. Smoker who limps, gallery intruder, and Mercurio's visitor the same person? The gallery thief was in Mercurio's flat. Ergo, the thief wanted the photograph, but found Mercurio and killed him in self-defense. Case closed. So what am I to do then? Just look around for this woman? Or look for the man with the limp? Hold on, where's the, We did get details about him, didn't we? Man with the limp and smokes Pall Malls. Mercurio's body. Red suit and tail. I guess it's the only we got then. Nothing else has anything on the to-do list. Kenyan lives by the shore. Yoruba, hostile. Do I just go ask every African that I see? Crimean. Albanian, Crimean, Ethiopian, Zulu orphan. French, Cordonian, Arab, Crimean, Akan, a genius, Akan. CK3 all over again.
Help
What's up?
me, please.
I don't want to talk to you. Stop.
Maybe someone who isn't a child. Shona?
Can I ask you a question?
I'd rather bite a snake than talk to you.
This isn't going to work. Maybe police know somebody missing?
Poor chap.
Sorry. Well, if I try talking to everyone that I meet, are the hopes that maybe somebody is friendly enough to know her? Cordonian, unfriendly. Where am I even? Old City still? We got all the clues there. I suppose you can go back and talk to what's his face? Maybe check the records. No, because there's no record symbol. The symbol is pin this and talk to someone. Would Werner know anything? Straight up kick the door in.
I think I'll leave the exhibition in its current state for a while. I'll call it The Art of Vandalism.
He's got nothing further. So I think I'm at a standstill. Because I don't know where to even begin looking for a woman of unknown anything. All that we know is she's got scars on her face. Might have been pregnant at some point in the past.
Nice
Apparently
affordable
African.
clothes. Step right up.
Merhaba. It's a good day for a purchase. Don't
green
hurry,
still.
we can bargain.
Turkish, Albanian. How's the Hassan family? You guys still hate me here? Maybe someone in the old city? Stone Arch? This would be a stone arch, wouldn't it? Okay, let me see. Hand me down. East are in the old ruins. Guards ancients until the end. Kurd, Crimean, and unknown ghost. Hey, weirdo! Arresting pregnant people of color? Nah, somebody was killed in some kind of snuff art event. And the only lead that I have is a photograph of the person who is apparently pregnant and African. And the to-do icons say to pin it and talk to people. But there's people all around. I'm not sure if the game wants me to literally just talk to everybody. Say, have you seen this woman? if there's a book icon saying that I have to go to the archives for it, I might try, because archives might make sense. See if there's any recent births or missing peoples in the area. But pin and talk to is what the game is asking for. Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, Edberto. John hates when I waste time. He loves when I do things perfectly first time go. But if I take too long to solve something, or have to try again so many times, he gets upset. He loses like. Knows he hates time spent tedious scanning papers. Perilous life. Previous life to this dusty tomb. Far more interesting things. I gotta think about John. So I'm thinking the best thing I can do is just try to ID who people are. I've asked a few people of African descent. Well, a couple, one of which was a child. And they're like, I don't know who that is. I don't know you. I'm not gonna talk about anything. So maybe it wants me to ask police if they know something? Albanian. That is correct. Sherlock does have his,
Salty breeze, old ruins,
Ruins.
dusty roads. Do you recall clambering over these walls as a child?
ruins.
Perhaps. Did we find something at the top?
He does have his analog, the Zack. Mad Rogue. These walls hold a lot of secrets, including one of ours. A hint to recall what has happened here. Memory began in Old City. We walked along Bazaar Road, past the ruins of the Fortress of the Holy Spirit. Bazaar Road. This is Bazaar Road. Liberian Cadger. Oh no, it's been a stressful past few days, Eduardo. I'm sorry to hear that. I won't pry if you don't want to say, but hoping that things turn better quickly.
Skull. What a lucky find for a pair of young adventurers.
It was easier to climb these walls back then.
An old human
Not
skull.
merely because we're older, but because the ruins are too. Of course. You said we needed to bury him. Do you remember where?
Well, one would think burying a human skull would stick in the mind, but somehow... no.
That is a human remain, not a toy for adventurous boys. Oh, had to admit your younger sister to psychiatric care. That does sound stressful, but you know what? The word care is in there, and one could hope that this hardship means things will get easier in the future. That the sis does get help and gets better.
Oh yes, I remember his face as we flew by with a skull in our hands.
He looked as shocked as our grisly companion.
And off they went this way, right? It's a hard thing, but sometimes it might just be
Nothing
necessary.
ever bothers
So
an old Ottoman
best of
backgammon
luck to you
player.
both. Don't tell me they buried it in the storm drain. Inappropriate
This
burial
wasn't
site
the right place
indeed.
for a funeral. We were looking for somewhere more appropriate.
Funny, nowadays you love putting men behind bars.
You're a fellow of infinite jest, aren't you?
It is the subconscious. The voice of his guilt.
The water level was higher back then.
I remember swimming through this mire while trying not to breathe in the horrible odour.
Oh, Holmes, is that way you got John swimming in polluted muck, consuming it, drinking it, breathing it in. There's a candle. Must be the burial spot then. Is this perfect?
This is where we buried it. It seems that with time, our friend has emerged once more.
Emerge once more because you're curious. This could have been a case. This could have been somebody's loved one. This could have simply been someone who had passed, whose corpse got defiled.
The skull is ancient. Its likeliest owner was one of the Knights Hospitaller who died during the siege of the fortress. I remember now, you said this skull was my father's.
A child's imagination is a powerful tool. You needed this. A burial process of your own. A ritual, so you could begin to grieve.
Here hung those lips that I have kissed, I know not how oft. I felt so alone back then, John. Uncertain. Abandoned by my father.
I know.
The skull wasn't his, though it may as well have been. In the earth, all of us look alike. But putting this man to rest, it did help.
I'm glad, Sherry.
I find myself rather tempted to keep it. If not for sentimental value, then it's archaeological merit.
Archaeological merit. There isn't going to be any archaeological merit in a shelf in your house. You've already removed it from its matrix. You've already stripped it of all of its archaeological information. All we know now is a skull. Which I guess fits the late 19th century. And looters to this day. Like, there's caves in Saipan, right? Where people hid during World War II. And it's pretty popular for tourists to go to the cave, pick up the bones of Japanese soldiers and say, hey, look at this, it's so cool, don't worry. I put it back. As if that act alone isn't disrespecting the bodies. And as if taking it out of its place, bottling it, and then replacing it doesn't destroy all the information that it carried in its matrix.
Hey.
Hey, Mace. The Grizzled Ruins. Majestic Street.
Merhaba.
Mahaban League. Oh, I went the wrong way. So down to Bazaar and follow Bazaar. Bandit lair discovered. If I want more of the oh so fun combat. Okay, these are old ruins, right? Old ruins? Fortress of the Holy Spirit ruins? Memories. The supposed skull of Sigurd Holmes. Casebook. Head east from the old ruins. Guards the ancients until the end. Different ruins maybe? Because east of the ruins is nowhere. Unless it's here. Of course, I could simply try following the hints from the first step. I'm sure that stone arch is important. And I don't see anything here about guarding the ancients. Well, how about a bandit lair? We haven't tried a bandit lair yet, and it's just up the road. A lot of stuff in regards to her school, I could imagine. If she has this big of a life change, then so many things have to be updated. It was kind of similar with Dad passing, then so much additional work for every other thing that has to be processed and updated, etc, etc, etc. And that's just for one who isn't here anymore. Someone still here, but so many other life changes. Of course, Eduardo, lie down. take the time you need to rest and decompress, or at least just relax. Do what you gotta. Bandit Lair of the Old City. Activate challenges for higher reward multiplier. Arrest everyone in Silverton Lair to unlock. Oh. So first I gotta do them all one time through. Then more challenges. Okay. Let's try it.
I'm coming.
Oops, run away. That guy's about to die. Because I just can't get the bottle on him.
Oh, you killed him!
Oh, come on! Ah! What time is it now? 2:18. 2:18. Okay. So even the flammable bottles on their backs can kill them. What then? Do you just wait for the snuff box? I am going to destroy this mouse with this combat. You know what? Maybe bandit dens are going to be like off-time things for me. Because it's not going to be fun enough to stream. Unless I am willing to just go in and murder everyone.
I'm coming.
Come on, come the heck on.
Overcome him, don't run.
The heck? He was
I'm
stunned.
coming for you.
He's still stunned.
Dodge! I couldn't miss the party.
Oh, is it because the other guy was there? They're too close together, so the game
Too simple.
took somebody else as priority? Because I would not be surprised if the game's that stupid. Hurry up. Oh my goodness. Will I just take all the damage?
You can overcome the brute now.
Nothing you can do if you're staggered. This is... No Grumpy Guinea. Forget it. Those aren't fun. Okay, so what can we do? There are stone arcs everywhere, so the first hint is garbage. East from the old ruins. Guards ancients until the end. Well, if we ever find a stone arc, like a capital C stone arc. This is too ambiguous. That's also garbage. Ask every African we see if they recognize one woman. I guess is the only thing with the lead we can follow. Albanian. Arab. Come on, give me your deeds. Is that a ghost? Is that your own John? Caribbean, okay. See, the only, Africa we're finding are wanderers. Recently arrived, so he probably doesn't know her. Cordonian. 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 I guess this must be the Cordonian border. Okay, where else could I go? Northern Old City? We exited out here, which is where the painter was. We haven't gone anywhere in Miner's End basically except for the cemetery. Suffering dysentery, Cardonian. Third tourist. Ghost. Arab merchant. Kurdish. Icon worker, avid believer, hostile. Maybe the hostile ones don't want to talk to you, and I should find someone more friendly. Busy working, hostile. Also have to have the painting up, the picture up. Hostile, Shona. But he's not a wanderer.
Are you able to help me?
Mr. Moneybags, can I give you a piece of advice? You don't want to bother me.
I think John's gonna be upset with me then if I just ask everyone I see. Despising, Shona diver, enjoys the open air.
May I ask you something?
Will you cry if I don't answer your questions?
Yes, because I have no other lead. Police? Would the police know missing people? Friendly? I can't ask the police. Well, that's a whole population removed then. Do the ladies know? Albanian. They're both Albanian food merchants? Huh. Albanian. I don't know. This doesn't seem very promising. I don't see wandering around the entire city till I find one person to know being the solution. Nah, wrong beard, right? Cordonian. Okay, where am I? I'm all the way down here. There's a dig site. This area is blocked off. What do we have here? Pillar of Knives. Maybe I could try North Castle Road, because there might be a way to here sometime. There's a person with an easel. It was not interactable in any way. Suspicious? Pot of police.
Do you know anything about this?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Others might know more. Oh, that's it. It's just a fancy way of saying no, you were wrong. Hostile. How come all the Africans are hostile? Despising. There's never any friendly or affable ones. Stone arch. There's stone arcs everywhere. So there's a gate into the castle, but we can't go into it. Carpenter, pub regular. Not blocked off? No, but there's nothing up here. Well, what other clues do I have? Already done this. Sketch of the abuser. Boy, can't do a thing with this yet, because that's just anybody. Mercurio's death events. Painting of the room tells us what the skull is missing. Flat shows the painting and everything else. Mercurio's body. Mercurio. Painting might be stolen. Under gallery. No, there's no other hints. There's no other hints or leads. There's only this.
May I ask you something?
It's funny when someone like you asks someone like me for help.
Because he had the answers? No? I think I might just ask everybody. Albanian.
Can I ask you a question?
Can't say I know.
Is there a place around? Like a notable place? There's a church. Wet Whiskers pub? Cathedral? Any place one might be? Cemetery. There's a miner's market. Once again, we did like nothing in Miner's End. There's also shops in Miner's End, so maybe we could just go across town, do some shopping if we get lucky, see somebody else. Shona, despising. But do you recognize
Can I ask
her?
you a question?
I won't help you, sir.
They all have such disdain about, like, sir, your mansion, someone like you, etc. Could be I'm dressed wrong, but if I was, then the game would have disguise, please change. Hostile.
Can I ask you a question?
Your money doesn't impress me.
But worth noting, John doesn't hate me for asking everyone. Maybe I'm just supposed to.
Excuse me, just one question.
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
You obviously haven't thought this all
Oh,
through.
now John does
Or you're
hate
just
me.
annoying these people on purpose.
Come on, John. I've got no other leads here. Alright, so asking everyone isn't the answer then.
Buy some clothes and help me feed my family.
The best the flea markets can offer.
Furniture? Furniture you?
Take a look. Maybe something will catch your eye.
Just the old music box again? Okay, we can buy the music box.
I hope you like what you've bought.
Zulu.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm not falling for your fancy look, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
We cry for help. You do nothing. So when you ask for help, why should we speak?
Everyone's looking at us, Sherry. You sure you know what you're doing?
John, do you want to try? Tried speaking to Vogel. And he just wants to talk about art. Despising. Hostile. And a secret society member. Do I need somebody of a secret society? Despising, but he's a good swimmer. Hostile.
Are you able to help me?
We cry for help.
No.
You do nothing. So
Just
when
gonna make
you
John hate me
ask for
more.
help, why should we speak?
John, what are you doing?
I'm telling you, Sherry, someone's been spying on us for at least half an hour. I've learned to trust my gut on such things.
Is that because I've been asking everyone questions? Because there's no other lead? Or was I meant to wander into here? Nah, couldn't be. Couldn't be that desperate. Friendly? Despising. Gimbal's atelier? Who's Gimbal? Probably some future thing then. Because nothing called an atelier could ever be bad, right? It's closed right now. Hostile. Plus he's busy working, he's got no time for questions. Sympathetic
May I
to my
ask for your
questions?
assistance?
I'm very sorry, sir, but I can't help you.
Despising, despising, and hostile. Yeah. Well, I got nothing here. And there's nothing new in the Mind Palace. Deductions is just a lot of steps for a thief wanted the photograph, which, yeah, figured that out without all this.
Buy some clothes and help me feed my family.
We could try to find the person with the limp that smokes Pall Malls, but that's not mentioned anywhere here. What if it's supposed to be? What if we're supposed to get like a hint to pin and ask around for to observe on the Pall Mall smoking man with the limp with a, what was it, tattoo on his neck? But there's nothing mentioning him? Why isn't there anything mentioning him? It's not him, surely. Because there's no details. And there's no pin this, look for this. Where would a pregnant person go? I wonder. I thought about that. Maybe a hospital. But there's nothing about hospitals around. Check all the local bars. We've seen a bar. There's a Wet Whiskers. There's a Golden Eel, but... where else could they possibly be? Or people who like know of it? The mosque, maybe? Get an Excel cafe? Cafe? There you go. Maybe she's just having her coffee. Enjoying a kahwa. And didn't tell anybody. Behind us and up here, right? There are no pregnant women here. Have you seen her? I can't talk to them. Have you seen her? Have you seen her?
Do you know anything about this?
Don't think I can trust you.
What? Kids don't know about pregnant immigrants?
Could you help me?
I don't want to talk to you, mister.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
I have no other tacks here. Hostile. Despising. Hey Mason, you want to do me a favor? Do you want to Google the solution but not tell me the solution? Or don't if you want to play at some point. Nah, don't. Don't do it, Mason. Don't do it. Oh, found my way back here. Maybe if I go all the way back to where Mercurio was slain. Hostile, despising, but he's nostalgic. They wear similar hats. What if it's you?
Do you know anything about this?
No, sir. I won't talk to you.
Won't talk to me. Okay, where's Mercurio? Before his untimely death? Right down here. And then eavesdroppers right outside to listen to. No. But what if though? What if it was to eavesdrop on somebody who was right there and just walk right past them? Non-eavesdroppers. Taylor S. and Taylor W. They're both Taylor S. Okay, so Mercurio, you died in here. Oh, we can't go back in, can we? No, that's closed off to us. So you come out here then, after getting all the clues you can, but not all the clues have updated.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm not in the mood to talk to moneybags.
Unfriendly? Unfriendly is the nicest one we've had so far.
Excuse me, just one question.
Will you cry if I don't answer your question?
Yes, so could you answer?
I am bored. Call me when you find the answer.
You're making John so angry with me. Well, we can find something else to do. What about Treasure Island Stage 1? The treasure hunt? Sandy Shore is a boat. Oh, this is awful with this resolution. I don't like this already. Oh, this is terrible. No, just no. What the heck is this? Okay, is there a way to like permanently archive it myself? Just put this into the archives. I could find a stone arc. But stone arcs are everywhere. There's a stone arc. There's what could be described as a stone arc. Another stone arc. Stone arc windows, stone arc doorways. Stone arc portal. More stone arc, there's 2 of them. Should we go into the mosque? No. So this one... Overhand riddles. So the last riddle was here. Second riddle, almost there. Almost there makes me think that I'm supposed to be here first. Because Wishing Well Courtyard is here. An arc made of stone. East from old ruins. Is that arc made of stone? Is that arc made of stone? I've been all around here. I've been everywhere here, and there's nothing. I don't know, Mason. There's ruins here. But I don't think that's the right ones, because going east from the ruins is out, and there's no way out. Arc made of stone, then east from old ruins. There's the archaeological site, but we can't go back out there, that's done. Yeah. I suppose I could just wander aimlessly. I'm good at that part of the game. The wandering aimlessly after finding a bottleneck. Arc of stone? And it's just an arc? Then east from old ruins, but this is all old. No, the ruins is step 2. I gotta find the Arc of Stone. The problem is, that describes everything with this architecture. Everything is arcs of stones.
All fresh issues are sold out.
No, again, it's... Seek an Arc of Stone, then head east from the old ruins. So Arc, then ruins. I suppose I could just find more furniture to buy. Full of memories, it says. We only saw one memory of sliding down banisters. Muse from abroad? I guess she's the muse from abroad? But who would I even ask? Z to zoom and hold. Am I supposed to be looking for this person specifically? An African woman with scars on her face? Because... where would I even begin to look for? Is that really just it? Find one person in an entire city. Are we looking for people who know of her, or looking for her specifically? Because either way, this is a whole city here. What do they want? Give me something. Well, the game is saying pin and talk around, but that's stupid. I'm gonna go to the archives and see if there's anything on births. Which would be the smarter choice than wander around aimlessly the entirety of Cordona and talk to people about something you don't know about.
A contest for the guests of Cordona.
Shut up.
May I ask for
Hidden
your assistance?
treasure. Mr. Fancy Clothes won't find any answers here.
I was just gonna tell him to shut up. Wasn't really wanting to talk to him. Consult a psychic. At this point, I might as well. This is clearly the wrong answer because there's no mark to do archive, but it's the only logical thing. Births, citizens, recent births in the old city? Of course not. Well, yeah, she was pregnant in the photograph, but who knows how old the photograph is. She might have already given birth. And we don't have any hospital landmarks. If the game wanted a hospital, could have said look for hospital instead of just look around, talk to anyone. What about this thing? This thing has not been revealed. Man, I do not know what's worse. If it wants me to look for one person who knows about her, or if it wants me to actually find her. Dental problems. No scars on face. I guess the running thing for today is that Guinea used to have fun with this, but the game really doesn't want me to. They're pathetic.
Excuse me, just one question.
You look like an honorable man. I have some information for you.
So it's really just find a random person who might know. Maybe friendliness? Friendliness might be what you want, because most of the African people we spoke to were hostile, unfriendly, or despising. And that was the first one with a positive mood. Scars on girl's face seem to be from the Yue ethnic group tribe. Only place we can find Yue's people in Cordova is a refugee camp under Victoria Bridge between Scaldalio and Silverton. Victoria Bridge, Scaldalio, Silverton. That is so stupid! Devs, come on! Just because you're Ukrainian doesn't mean you don't know how to make games. Scaldalio and Silverton, right? Victoria Bridge. It's literally just ask everybody until you find someone with the right ethnicity and disposition. Victoria Bridge, right? With a name like Victoria Bridge, you'd think it'd be a bit more posh. I hear angry tones. That must be the refugee camp.
Beasts!
What are we having ethnic strife over this time? At least this time it wasn't my fault. They were angry before I got here.
Murderers!
They're completely livid.
First they come to our land, then they murder our people.
Drop them all into the sea!
Beasts. Alright, so it's not ethnic strife, it's just the Brits being stupid. Mind if I come in? Thanks. Oh. Official looking person. Well, I'm here, so I don't gotta like show it off anymore.
Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
Well, we are police. We're unofficial police now. We're a private investigator.
My name is Sherlock Holmes.
Got a commission and everything.
I'm looking for a witness for a case.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorized.
No,
Can't
we
let you
actually
in.
kind of are.
And you are?
I'm Ronald Harlow, here to handle the refugee situation on behalf of City Hall. I'm the acting supervisor here, so I have full authority here to ask you to leave, or I shall order the police to detain you for trying to pass the blockade. Please, step
He's a harlot. Observe him. And reveal him to be the charlatan that he is. Step 1, he has a face. Pale, bags under eyes. Works indoors, poor lighting. He has lips. Slight mustache. Oh, you mean that mustache is on purpose? It's not just like scruff from working all day and not shaving? Wants to look authoritative. So he's a wimp then. He's just a bureaucrat. We could just push him over into the sea. Sweating and stressed. Okay, he's got no confidence. And he doesn't wear socks with his shoes.
Yep.
Clean shoes, sedentary. So, is Ronald Harlow a tired pen pusher, a depressed young clerk exhausted by his day-to-day job? City Hall has assigned him to oversee the refugee camp, but he's too tired and indifferent to solve the problems that arise. He has a scant mustache, which he thinks makes him look older. Pale skin and bags under his eyes suggest he is tired of his dark, cramped office, which he rarely leaves. Yet, judging by his clean and barely worn shoes, he does not favor the outdoors in any case. Sweaty palms suggest that Ronald is stressed. He might have worn fewer clothes, considering today's weather. Or is he a dazed formalist? A pale young clerk who tries his best to oversee the refugee camp? Blah 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 blah, always does things by the book and executes all tasks he is given. However, he lacks the experience to deal with problems outside his writing desk. He has attempted to look older than his years by growing a scant mustache. Pale skin and bags under his eyes suggest he works at a portrait office, which he rarely leaves. Clean, barely worn shoes. He craves to look authoritative by wearing smart clothes, but his look is out of place, considering Cordona's weather. Sweaty palms suggest that Roland is extremely stressed by being outside his comfort zone. Again, I think it's both. He is a tired pen pusher. He is a formalist who is dazed by these new things. He's confused and frightened and wants to look older and authoritative. But I shall leave this to the chat. You could actually vote. Initiate. 40 seconds. Tired pen pusher. Dazed formalist. Decide his fate on the overlay. Again, personally, I think it's both. He's just all around a mess. 100% so far for Dazed Formalist. So I can see when votes actually happen. But again, oh, you're on mobile. Mobile doesn't have the overlay? We learn new things each time. I think just putting percentages isn't the best way to do it, since percentages won't tell you how many people voted for what. If there were bars, you could see, like, numbers as well. I don't know. I just think it could be more exciting. You know, jazz up the votes. He is not very happy with his responsibility, but always does things by the book.
What about the murder that this crowd keeps shouting about?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
I know you want to deal with this in the right way. You are obviously a professional and a responsible person, but you clearly have never handled a situation like this before.
I am handling it, Mr. Holmes. Don't question my capability here.
Too
And tell
late.
me how you do it. You can't even calm this gathered crowd, and as for the police, they're not quite managing it either, are they? You consider yourself a problem solver, but until today, you've been solving problems sitting at your desk in a dark corner of a city hall room. Here, you need a more practical approach.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
That you are out of your league. But alright, I'll scratch your back, you scratch my pro quo.
I can help you to handle the situation if you're truly interested in solving
that's a
things
joke,
quickly
Mason.
and quietly.
And how exactly would you manage that?
Simply tell the police that I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest, but in return I need your help finding my witness. She's a young refugee. She's with child or was with child
See,
recently.
or us with?
There is indeed a dead body inside the camp.
Oh no.
So even if the girl you are looking for is there, all the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They
Every
won't
single
allow
last
you to speak
one.
with her. And I can't do anything about that until the situation settles down.
So it's in our mutual interest to settle it.
Oh. I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell the police to allow you to come inside. Just tell me when you're ready.
Well, first, how did refugees get here?
Mr. Harlow, how did the refugees end up here exactly?
Oh, so you're not from around here yourself?
I've been away for some time, but I read the papers.
And still haven't
Yes,
got to handle him.
this whole story has been in the papers for almost a year now. They were smuggled to Cordona on a ship from Africa.
Smuggled? Then why didn't you deport them?
The smugglers managed to sneak them to shore and hide them inside an abandoned warehouse. When the police raided the warehouse and found the refugees there, the ship was already gone. We aren't even certain as to which ship it was. We have busy shipping routes with other colonies these days, you see.
So you decided to lock them up under a bridge?
There was no other option. We're still trying to work out what to do with them.
What are
I
the
only hope we'll
refugees?
find a humane
Integrate
solution
them?
and not put them on a raft and
Grant
float them out to
access?
sea.
Mr. Harlow, what exactly do you do here? What are your responsibilities?
What I do and what I am responsible for are two different realities, Mr. Holmes.
A reality
On
you're not
paper,
proud of.
I am in charge of the camp territory, security, provision, and the refugees in general. What I actually do most of the time is knock on every city hall door trying to obtain some funding, or at least rations for the camp.
The police here on City Hall's behalf too?
They are, minus those who came here after the body was found. The governor won't let the refugees disperse into the island, so there's a significant police presence guarding the camp. Naturally, they answer directly to the police. I have some influence here, but I'm not their direct authority.
Alright, that's all the info I need.
I'm ready to take a look at the scene.
All right. Go inside the camp and find Inspector Tewksbury. He's the
Tewksbury?
officer investigating the scene. Tell him I sent you. Say you're an independent expert from City Hall. He'll fill in the details for you.
I'll find my way with words. Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
But we don't even need to lie. We're officially an independent expert with the police. Can we close the door and get the shouty
They
away?
keep these refugees under a bridge like proverbial trolls. No wonder the
They have
people
chickens.
outside are so disturbed.
Oh, they got so many chickens. But yeah, actually surprised that Mr. Pencil Pusher outside is actually trying to get provisions and supplies for the refugees.
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Mr. Ronald Harlow let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall. You're Inspector Tewksbury, I presume?
A surveyor? What does that even mean?
In
We use
short,
our
I've been
eyes.
sent to conduct an extensive report on the incident for the Colonial Office and to assess all the damage inflicted on state property.
Got it. Another paperworm sent to count money and get food for archive mold.
So
Go
listen.
on, look around,
Hey.
but don't make yourself too at home. As if I didn't have enough problems before you appeared.
Could you first tell me what happened here?
What happened? People from the bridge above the camp heard a woman screaming and saw a mass of refugees attacking a man. Clearly not a refugee. When the camp guards came by, the man was floating in the sewage canal with a knife in his chest. Bam. A murder. Big news for Cordona.
I'm sure. Thank you, Inspector.
So this non-refugee comes in here, stirs up trouble, gets stabbed, and so it's the refugee's fault? No other victims, of course, right?
And none of the refugees were harmed?
One fellow was
Oh.
cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's all right, but perhaps the whole debacle started because of her. She started wailing and the refugees stood up for the girl.
And where is this young woman now?
Back there in the shacks, same as the rest of the refugees. She's being questioned by my men, but she's just some refugee girl. Can't understand much English.
Luckily, John is proficient in so many languages. So we came here for the girl. They defend her. Then yeah. Guy probably had it coming.
Did you learn anything about the dead man?
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had
Lived with a
dozens
tattoo?
like him fished out of the sea over the past 20 years. Ever since these refugees arrived, there have been people on Cordona with bad blood in them. My best bet is that this thug had something against them too.
And no clue as to his identity?
He had some items on his body, but nothing to indicate who he was or where he was from.
I think I should catalogue his possessions in my records.
Go on. They're on the table near the body.
And no tattoo to mention to me.
Do you have any suspects yet?
You're joking, right? I've got a whole camp full of suspects. And if you ask me, this bloke had it coming. Better bury him and forget about the whole thing.
Oh, there you go.
And now there's a crowd gathered at the camp, and my superiors say we must thoroughly interrogate the refugees. At least those who can understand any English.
Do you believe that your superiors wish to get rid of the refugees?
I think that both our superiors would rather keep the story quiet. Since that's an unaffordable luxury now, they're looking how to protect their public image. That's why I have to waste my time waiting for my people to turn every stone and befriend every refugee.
There's one thing that we aced yesterday. It's not being
Here
quiet.
we go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body. 0.
And instigating racial tensions. Evidence already? What's this? Number 9.
Clearly a left handprint here.
Oh, I thought that was a shoe. Not so clear after all, is it, Holmes? Shoe? See, it's a shoe print.
A furrow in the ground. A blood trail leading to or from the canal.
Is that the guy after being stabbed, wandering, and then tumbling in? That could be. Left hand of his gut from the stab wound. Stumbles over. Grabs a stone, falls in. Potsherds? What is this Steam refresh login? I am logged in. Weird. Specified account does not exist or the password was wrong? You jinxed it. Just send me back. Huh?
You just minimize it?
Shh. That is weird because it is the account name. Did it get changed on me just now? Weird day today. Fun game becomes unfun. A brief disconnect. And now inexplicably logged out of Steam. Steam support, there's a purchase. So nothing changed here. Then why won't Steam let me back in? Login to Steam failed.
Maybe Steam's having an error.
It could be Steam.
It's had server errors before and wouldn't let me log in.
Well, I guess Steam's being weird. At least the game is already up. so it's not like it stopped me from playing.
Someone bled profusely here.
Maybe the devs kicked me out, having realized that I was upset at their game and it makes it look bad. I do like it, it just has some bad
A fresh
moments.
crack, as if the crate was hit recently.
Owls having issues lately? That could be. Because I know my password. And somebody just kicked me out. So the password is wrong. And I haven't logged out, and there's no emails on my end about change of password, change of account names. Then could just be Steam. More footprints, size 9.
Police boots, always happy to trample evidence. A man's
Size 10 barefoot.
A heavy boot with a worn-out sole.
That's my shoe then. Worn out, 9.5. What was I doing here?
These events have fractured into so many pieces. But I know you can collect them all, Sherlock.
Are these the affair? Are those Paul Malls? Sorry, Mall Pauls.
Malpal, soaked
They
with
are.
salt water.
And more bucks.
£1,000. A
Oh,
fair
pounds?
sum,
Actual
especially
pounds.
considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona.
This a knife?
A simple leather sheath.
Oh.
Perfect for a dirk.
Knife skin. Where's the body then? They said it was next to the body, right? Is he not in here? Ah, there he is. John, what do you think?
You know, Sherry, it's dawned on me to not clown around with knives anymore.
Quill. He does have a tattoo on his neck, so this would be our gallery thief and Mercurio killer.
An interesting tattoo.
Well,
Does it
found them
mean
both.
something?
Let's see, it's been a while since Anthropology of Mesoamerica. Line, and dot is what, 21? Or have I got the lines and dots backwards? Wait, no. Lines are 5s, right? 5, 10, 11? 11? Debris, coal dust.
Coal dust under the nails. I don't see much coal around
Yeah,
here.
because he went in the coal chute. We've already got a confirmation. He's got the tattoo. And his own dagger? But why would he stab himself in the chest?
A steel dirk. Sharp. A common accessory among sailors and soldiers.
Into my pocket it goes, now who's trampling evidence?
I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain.
Yeah, that's because I just took the knife, pulled it out of his body, upset the evidence, removed the artifact from his matrix.
Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping, John.
So that's all the
Violent
confirmation,
death.
right?
This man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John.
So Mercurio has been avenged. Mind Palace flew. This guy killed Mercurio. Yeah, we know. That's all it's gonna be. Coal footprints, coal dust. It's the same guy! Yeah. Yeah. I know. Beat you to it, frog wears.
If they find out about the passage, everything will go to hell.
Passage? We came in from here? What is the passage for? It's for hysteria. It's for the Jackson office to take the refugees out of the public eye. Low salary, money, old slough? No. Camp lockdown? Missing one thing then. Camp lockdown, take the refugees out, and something else.
If they find out about the passage,
Yeah, money. Take refugees out of the camp lockdown. We're gonna sneak them out. We'll put the camp in a strict lockdown, and they will lose the money flow they were earning for their scheme. Oh, they had a scheme here, did they? Were they sneaking people out? For a bit of scratch?
Nobody will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The coppers smell fishy here, Sherry. Sherry, just look at this. Living quarters in a sewer. What kind of a genius bureaucrat came up with this idea?
Are there things to snuff out? A bet with John. We could learn more about the matter by asking around the camp, but we should do this before we leave the camp for good. Because it might be put in lockdown again. Look around some more, but don't have to pin it. Intruder's tattoo. 2 lines and a point at the top. Okay, so talk to key people before we leave. Very discreetly. Talk to the cops in question. Now we can't talk to them. Maybe the refugees know something about a crooked cop or two. Taking advantage of the desperate situations.
Our dead fella truly has had a day of misfortune.
Been there already. Lots of cops.
Carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment.
Lots of cops. So where's everybody else? A splash of blood.
The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike.
And a stick. It is a stick? A bloodless stick.
No hint of blood or impact.
My observation exactly, Holmes. Very observant.
It might have been used as an improvised weapon.
I hear chickens. There's chickens. Oh, and I got welcome to chat room. Is that the laptop acting up, or have I disconnected? Or is that alls again? Uptime is still the same. Okay. Just the internet being weird totally. You were the one who's not in a good way. So you were stabbed or cut too.
The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately.
So, can we treat him? Yeah? No?
He is in shock, feverish, and dehydrated.
And so we
Sherry,
can treat him,
you
right?
know first aid.
We know first aid.
Surely you have a duty to help this man.
Yeah?
You can't leave him to certain death.
Wounded refugee. Cut is deep and bleeding. He is feverish, dehydrated. Gotta treat the wound. Find something at the camp to clean the wound or disinfect it, and use as bandage. Plant. Are you gonna use random herbs?
That will kill, not save him.
Okay. Reeds? No.
It won't do any good.
But there's cloth. There's clean cloth, right? Presumably
Just wash.
clean.
Better than nothing to bandage the wound.
So, should we bandage it first to staunch the bleeding? Put some pressure on it? Boiled water, it's clean.
I'll use it to create a solution.
Anything for the aloe vera?
I can use this to stop the infection from spreading. I've plated all the ingredients, now to prepare the first aid solution.
And that's gonna be via chemical analysis, yeah? Yeah. What do I need? 6, minus 10, and minus 3. Minus 10. Well, there's minus 7, minus 3 if I reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. And I still have only 10 add togethers. Minus 3, minus 3. Wait. No, because I turned the minus into a plus. That's not right. There's minus 7, and then 3. How do I split this? There is a 4 and 2, but I've only got a limited number of these up top, so I can't combine them as much as I want to. I could divide too now, I can multiply and divide. I would have got 1 each of these, 3 each of these. So the presence of 1 on its own doesn't help, I gotta combine them in different ways. Let me see. I can multiply this, and that'll sort out 5 to 10, but it's never so clear cut. What if I do 6 and 2, subtract 1 to make it -1 and 3, then I'll just need 5 on the 2. Which would give me 1, -10, -3. I'll just need 5 more. I can do 3 multiplied by 2 minus 1. To end up with 6, -10, -3. And now we have the solution to disinfect and to staunch the bleeding.
Thank you. This should make you feel better, my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Can we talk to him? Nah, he's recovering.
Is this familiar to you?
Nothing I can tell you, sir.
Oh,
but
come on.
Others might know more.
I had the wrong thing up here, so... Talk what's going on.
Excuse me, just one question.
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Time to check your who, what, and what, Sherry. Who are you asking? About what, and dressed as what?
Well, John, you oath I can't find out anything if I don't ask people, right?
Someone was dragged
out.
against their will.
The woman probably dragged out.
You know what? I'd like to understand.
And then accosted.
What? How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
Then they come to her defense. Probably dragged out. And maybe this is when he got stabbed? Beads pulled off from the struggle. Then a proper stabbing here. And then saunter, 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 sploosh. Maybe cops gotta be tight-lipped.
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified.
Oh, cool. So let me in to talk to him so we could clarify the circumstances. They have everyone inside that little shed? Everybody? But there's nothing else out here. how did the intruder get in? Oh, that's easy. They have this. No, couldn't be. Unopened for a so wasn't
Sealed shut.
actually.
I doubt our man could get through these grates.
Just swim in. But he's not particularly soaked otherwise, beyond falling in. Boat? He could have come by boat, right? A ladder. Was a ladder? Short. Too short.
No, it's too short for these walls or cliffs.
Or the cops let him in, because the cops clearly have some dirty business going on here. The boat. Impossible.
You can see water.
It's unlikely anyone could get in or out of the camp by water without alerting the police guards.
He flew a duck in. Disguise? Could have been disguise? I don't think so, because he's dressed as is. No flying cuckoos. What is this? Ah, hello. Ah, he smoked a bunch of Pall Malls here with his pal the cop, and they let him in.
Roadman cigarettes. A brand highly regarded by law enforcement officers.
And then this.
A single Malpal butt. So there wasn't any sophisticated infiltration plan. The good old police just let the man into the camp. Now we have everything we need to get the full picture of what happened at the camp.
So we still have to solve this one here. Ask around the camp. But if I ask around the camp, John gets upset, so... Ugh. John's gotta make up his mind. Do you know what's going on at the refugee camp?
You still here?
Talk about evidence? We could talk about your cop fellows just letting people in.
I've already told you all I've learned.
No, you haven't. Talk about the crime scene?
Don't bother someone else with this, son. Your problem, not mine.
The guards at the sewers were speaking about taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, why not?
Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads.
It's not like he is in any position of authority on the matter, is he? He's heard nothing about any shady dealings at the camp, but doesn't seem surprised by his colleagues being involved in such an operation.
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
Is this familiar to you?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Maybe they'll let me in to talk to the refugees once I establish what exactly happened here. And then perhaps some of them would know about the deals the cops make for them. So, what do we got? So first he came in on his own, right? Smoking his Malpals and let right on in. Three, 4, 9. Okay, so first she was dragged out. That's pretty clear. That's kind of obvious. No, politely that goes against the evidence unless she really drags her feet. Then someone tries to defend her. And you cut him. And that's why he's lying there for his life. The struggle breaks the beads. And then you get stabbed. You lose your knife, maybe? From above? No, you were stabbed from below. Oh, or in the struggle, you stabbed yourself. That is why. It's an upwards thing. According to whatchamacallit. But then he wouldn't have dropped his knife if he still had it. So you're not so confident after everyone's chasing you? You've lost your stomach, and then you've lost your knife into your stomach, and then I don't think he was pushed in. That looks like pushing. I think he's okay, so he was kicked in, Leonidas style. Or you stumble in, hence the footprints, the blood drops, a handprint. And then you end up down here in the drink. Yeah. I think that's it perfectly. Less of a murder, more of a horrible accident against himself when he tried to accost somebody else. And as we learned from yesterday, the general public is too xenophobic and bloodthirsty to care. They're still going to pogrom.
So, we have a thug who came to take a refugee woman with him. She resisted, but he dragged her by force. One of the refugees stood in his way, armed with a stick, yet he could do nothing against a cutthroat with a blade. The man didn't anticipate that the other refugees would intervene and stand against him. In the confusion, the woman managed to break free. The thug took fright and fled. He was stopped by the falling crates. He stumbled and fell, piercing his chest with his own blade. However, the wound didn't cause instant death. He managed to stand, but still bleeding, he lost his balance on the bridge and fell. Before all of this, the man had freely entered the camp through the main entrance. The police admitted him after they had a short smoke together.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. In our man's case, it's the same sword.
I'm thinking that this probably isn't the same woman either. That this fellow here probably harvests women for his activities every so often. And this is merely yet another harvest. So, we have the deets. Can we come in? Come on. I gotta show you the deets. Failed kidnapping. Tell you about it.
Back off. Back
No?
off.
Tell the desk jockey about it.
Mr. Harlow, your refugees didn't murder anyone.
What? Pray tell me what you've learned.
All right, listen carefully. This might solve one problem for you, but will create a few more.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
The man came to the camp intending to kidnap one of your refugees, a woman. What he didn't expect was that the refugees would stand up to protect the woman. A brawl had broken out. In the chaos of it, the man stumbled over those crates and fell on his own blade.
How do you know he fell on his own blade?
The wound in his chest was inflicted from an unusual angle. It was not an offensive stab, shall we say.
It offended him, to
The
be sure.
refugees didn't touch him. And judging by the blood at the scene, the intruder managed to raise himself but was unable to walk very far. He ultimately fell into the canal.
But how did he sneak into the camp? Why didn't the police see him?
But they
And
did.
this is where your new problems emerge, Mr. Harlow.
What do you mean?
You're not a dull-witted man. You know what I mean. There is no feasible way to get into the camp without the police guards knowing of it.
The pile of mess I had to sort out has just become bigger, but somehow that doesn't surprise me.
Doesn't surprise
Anyway,
when the cops are corrupt.
thank you for your help, Mr. Holmes. I'll take it from here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure the police aren't detaining the refugees any longer. You can go back in and look for your witness.
Hey, so I do get to talk to them.
Make any difference in this place?
Who knows, John? Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble.
Well, now everyone's allowed out. Okay. So what have we got? We could talk to someone about the pregnant girl. What's going on at the refugee camp? Anybody who might know. Any deep. Affable, slight limp, affable. I guess that the affability might imply like how willing they are to talk to me about stuff. Anyone hostile's got nothing to say. Anyone friendly might be more willing. Despising. And a skilled pugilist. Affable, thrill seeker. Does thrill seeker know? Mason, keep the noise down. You know the chair squeaks. Quit moving on it. Can we talk to her? Oh, she's on the rock, so we can't. Friendly, frustrated, and baffled. Ghost. Friendly, covered in dirt. You're frustrated and baffled. That tells me you want to talk. What do you know?
Help me, please.
They often take us from the camps to work. Most don't mind, though. It's the only way we get a glimpse of freedom.
Of course, exploiting those vulnerable. According to the refugees, some shady people regularly visit the camp and take refugees away with them to perform various work. The work is usually hard, but the refugees receive money and food. I'm surprised they actually do. At least you got that going. The girl was abused after she was supposedly taken to such work. Since then, the refugees decided not to allow the women to be taken. So yeah, it is a regular harvest. And the police, I suppose, are in on it? Or they're just letting people in and out to shuffle them in and out? That's probably what it is. They're just opening the door for money. And then people of various interests, and one of those interests happens to be refugee women, maybe pregnant, may or may not be important.
So there's a smuggling ring in the camp. This wasn't the first time that someone freely entered the camp to take a refugee out.
At least it was certainly his last time. My gut tells me that we'll learn more about this ring when we find out where the thug came from.
Then John's drawing of a pregnant girl. They probably do know about her if she came from here. Affable, daydreaming. Well, she's busy. Who's less busy? Friendly, unconcerned. We wish to speak to someone who isn't bothered either way. Bruised hands. And everybody here willing to talk. Talk to us in
May
us
I
mind.
ask for your assistance?
Sorry,
Really?
we don't see much here.
Light limp, tired of everything you've seen, and now you wish to tell me?
May I ask for your assistance?
Sorry, we don't see much here.
Time to check your who, what, and what, Sherry.
John,
Who you-
shut up.
These events are fractured into so many pieces. But I know.
I mean, the whole point was to come down here to ask about her.
You can collect them all, Sherlock.
Unless I'm looking for the scars. Am I looking for the scars? No scars on her. I can't quite tell. That's markings or Doesn't appear to be the same scars. We're looking for South African, South African, South African. We can't see your face, but also South African. Do you know her?
You're the one
Okay,
who
there we
tended
go.
to our man's wounds. I thank you greatly. The police didn't allow us to help him.
Maybe she's still
The
inside.
police will leave you alone now. I've proven to them that the man who came into the camp died due to his own foolishness.
Thank you for standing up for us. But nobody would help us without a reason. You're here because you want something.
Just
information. Yes, I need to speak with the girl drawn here.
The dead man came for her too.
So it was the same
He
girl.
wanted to take the girl away, but we won't allow her to be hurt again. What do you want from Nayla?
Nayla. She was hurt some time ago. I'm here to find the people who did this and bring them to justice. And to find them, I need Nayla's help. Will you let me speak to her?
Justice. There's no justice on this land. But you helped us, so maybe your words are not empty. You can speak to Nayla, if she wants it. But I will be watching you.
Hello, Nayla? My name is Sherlock. I know someone hurt you. I am here to help. I'm trying to find the people involved and bring them to justice. Please. There is a photograph, and I'm sorry, it is terrible, but I simply must ask. Where did this happen? What can you tell me about these people?
And so she rightfully rips it up.
Nayla, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
You come here for me, but you are rude and cruel and condescending. A cross. The man had this cross.
But that
Now
nails
go
it down.
away. Leave us be. I do not need another white man's help.
That narrows it down to any public-facing Christian figure on the island.
Glad that wasn't me.
Not my best work, John, by a long shot. Nayla doesn't want us meddling. I'm starting to wonder what this all achieves.
But she helped you anyway. Now we know that maniac's face and the cross he wore, we can still catch him.
Was it a specific cross? Did not come here by chance. It's a very important thread in this case, and this tattoo might help me pull it. Neela is the one for the photograph. Photograph of violation. Thug didn't hurt the girl. Didn't hurt her, tried to drag her away. Thug came to the camp and intended to kidnap the woman. Opportunity to kill, but was not his goal. Not a thief, but also not merely a thief, but a kidnapper too. Yeah? Had a cross. The filer is a high-ranking official. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty obvious too from the start. But I guess this is a young Sherlock Holmes who's got to take his own pace at this. Oh, that kind of cross. So not like a cross. But one of these. Like a metal, like an iron cross. Okay. Not many of those visit Cordona, let alone work on the island. So either he's not local, and periodically comes by for his baccalaureates, or he is, and that narrows down the suspects considerably, yes? I gotta ask somebody about the tattoo. And search this person. Official, maybe? Archive we can do, which hopefully narrows down who we ask about the tattoo.
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
You still here?
Evidence about what's going on in the camp. Spoke already. Join the pregnant girl. The failed kidnapping? Do you care about that?
Don't bother
No.
someone else with this, son.
Talk about the tattoo?
The intruder has a most peculiar tattoo on his neck, 2 lines and a point. Do you know anything about it?
You really want to know, kid? Why? You want to play a policeman or something?
He doesn't
I'm
know
sure
what to pay
you
a
have
roll.
it in your records, so it won't hurt if I have it in mine.
In my records, it's just a tattoo, as it should be in yours. Ah, to hell with you. Suit yourself as to what you're going to do with it.
He's a
Off the
very
record,
apathetic.
though, such tattoos are often connected to a man named Mr. Niccolo Bernadotti.
Bernadotti, you say?
A respectable businessman in Scaladio. His company imports goods and wines, and smuggles everything that can be smuggled between the colonies and the mainland. His people can be identified by an obscure tattoo, just like the one over there our friend has. But these are all merely rumors, you see. If Mr. Bernadotti was a criminal, he'd be in prison now. Or hanged, right?
The guy next to him is so conflicted to hear this. He evidence collected only, but not all evidence? There's still evidence missing. Man is tied to a certain Niccolo Bernadotti. Businessman, Scaladio. Is there more to collect here? Oh, all evidence collected. There you go, that's it. Now I can happily leave. And are the Gammons placated to know that it was an accidental death? No, they don't care at all.
Is this... I just need to collect my thoughts, Sherry.
Collect as many thoughts as you need, John. Your descendants do not end up much better. Okay, so where's the shop? All the way down there. Okay, let's make a quick stop over to the... Oh, it doesn't have more things for me. There's nothing at the cheap antique dealer. Who's got stuff? Luxury furniture does, but that's expensive. Art trader, maybe? No, go back. Because I feel like spending my hard-earned bucks on something. Read myself out. I feel like after today's struggles, I've earned it.
Come, take a look at our clothes and accessories.
You'll never find such My goods will brighten up your house.
A map of London, Cordonal landscape. It costs 30, and I've only got 46 bucks.
You always know where to find me. Make your garden cozy. My goods will brighten up your house.
A statue of David and Goliath for 20.
You always know where to find me.
And there's a newspaper vendor, but the newspaper vendor is nothing yet, right? Connecting to chat.
All the newspapers are sold out.
Oh, the laptop is disconnected completely. But still connected here. OBS still going. 5 hours and 52. Really? 5 hours already? Huh. Well, that's it for here. I'm gonna give myself one final bathroom break for the day. So give me a second. Then we'll go visit the archives. And archives is always fun. So, Alright, back. Just in time for a song to end again. Always good timing. Network error on my sub. Click here to reload. Today is such a weird internet day, isn't it? While I'm here, let me see if I can't log into my Steam. Still insisted the password is wrong. Which I know it's correct, because I just used that password to log in this morning, since BF was playing his games on his account last night, so I had to log in this morning. Very bizarre. Oh well. So, right, we gotta go to the archives. And which archive do we want? Businessman from Scadalio. With an import business. High-ranking official. With a cross, so awards. Let's try City Hall first. And if I can't get anything, then the Chronicle. Thankfully, these guys allow me to visit all hours of the night. Okay, so cross-shaped badge on the debaucher's chest. British high-ranking officials. Occupations? I don't know about districts. I feel like I need more information. Occupations, maybe? Legal documents? Modern British officials and legal documents therein? Thomas Norton, born in 1840 in London, graduated from the University of Oxford in 1864, 1869, working at the Home Office as secretary, 1875, took a position as a military commissioner in India, honored by the Queen herself with the Order of the Bath in 1877. March 1878, appointed as a British envoy in Cordona with his own cabinet at the City Hall. Oh. So, our refugee rapist is Thomas Norton, the British envoy himself, in this City Hall, in this building. Then what about Camp Intruder and Tattoo? Niccolo Bernadotti, businessman from Scadalio. Let's get rid of these first. Businesses from Scadalio? I want legal documents, occupation, current era. Hey, got it. Bernadotti Company Limited Summary. Established in 1873 by Niccolo Bernadotti. Main office is southeastern Scadalio, Bazaar Road, near the crossing with Roman Road. Bernadotti Company Limited ships goods between African and British colonies and the rest of the United Kingdom, including Cardona. Imported products include food, wine, coffee, everyday goods, and more. The founder is Mr. Niccolo Bernadotti, born in Sicilia, Italy. Mr. Bernadotti moved to London as a 39-year-old businessman. Later the same year, he moved his base of operations to Cordona, in his words, to be closer to the colonies he has business in. Since Mr. Bernadotti's arrival in Cardona in 1873, he has become a notable patron of the arts and an investor in Cardona's social well-being. Among his latest contributions is the purchasing of new equipment for the police station, aiding the governor in bringing an airship called Led Zeppelin across from Germany. So he's doing the Al Capone thing of doing good things for the community in order to be protected by said community. Or in this case, helps out the cops, and so the cops help out him. And the governor. Governor has a new toy, so governor is less inclined to bring him in.
What a lovely man this Bernadotte is, eh, Sherry? Can't wait until we get to meet him.
We didn't get to hear his snark on the British envoy. Okay, so you are over southeastern Scadalio Bazaar Road, crossing with Roman Road. And this fellow is right here in this building. So I guess we talk to the Weeping Widow out front, and she'll tell us.
Have you found anything helpful?
Right, got to, there we go.
Have you found anything helpful?
No? She's not the person to talk to? Or do I talk to the, no? Can't interact with you? Just say who I'm looking for? Deputy Chief Archivist. Doesn't have an office open. Thomas Norton, British Envoy. He's right here. I feel like with his position, he's going to be a bit more entrenched. But if I can go for his collaborator first... that might weaken his claws at the very least, minimize his activities. We're in Scadalio, right? Southeast. Roman Road. Roman Road is here to here. What's this road? Bazaar Road, near the crossing with Roman. Bazaar Road, crossing with Roman. So about here-ish? So right behind me? Bazaar Street near Roman. This is Bazaar, and Roman is about here. Oh, there's where Bazaar. Oh, it loops this way. Okay, so this corner. What do they got going on here? Photographs? Oh, just waiting in line. The great British pastime. And that'd be Roman, right? Antian? Roman Road. Could it be up here? I can't be the sign. I'm stuck in the light. Okay, that door doesn't open. This door doesn't open. I'm pretty sure if I get close, it'll say like, bam, here's the place. Because Bazaar Street, next to, or nearby, the crossing with Roman, which is here. Bam. 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 Bernadotte.
It seems they're I'm not expecting guests.
I won't wait for an invitation, John.
Oh, I thought that was blood. Is that? No, it isn't. Gentlemen, don't mind me. Oh, it's locked. What? It's closed. Find another way in.
What's up?
Maybe. Oh, there's a sign. Yeah, but who looks above street level? A back door, maybe. More refugees being pulled in for work. This is the place then? Panicking? What's going on here? Unfriendly cutthroat. I'd be panicky too.
This earthenware came a long way from the Staffordshire potteries.
These workers don't look like your average Cordona folk.
They're refugees from the camp.
Is that blood? Every stain is blood. Oh, this is, isn't it? Unless it's just wine. Oh, it's just wine.
Shipped from Cape Town. The wine route from colony to colonies.
Is this loot? Oh, dolls.
Porcelain friend for every child.
That's it? Just dolls? They don't have, like, drugs mixed inside of it or anything? English cutthroat. He's a cat lover. A friendly, cat-loving cutthroat. Don't mind the stranger, just going through, documenting everything.
An essential remedy against sea scourge on any ship.
That's our way
Bernadotte
in,
doesn't
Sherry.
miss an opportunity to occupy every niche in the market.
What's that, John? This is our way in?
You go talk to that beef. I'll sneak up from behind and take him out.
Ah, John, if you want to help out for real. There's a warehouse adjacent to the office. Backyard of the warehouse is busy with a lot of cargo and workers moving around. Workers refugees. Sealed crates marked VH green leaf, low blue tableware. Some crates toys, some crates lemons. Barrels are full of wine. Mark suggests South African. Only way in is guarded. Storm in or find a way for the guard to let us in. If we also look properly cutthroat, yeah? And I should still have some bucks left over. 46. Where can I spend these bucks? Closest clothing store is all the way back out here. Is there a nearby? I don't see. I guess I could go here and then back down. Clothing store.
Hey.
Kinda glad for the rental system.
The finest clothes for the finest citizens.
Since, unless you're grinding things out, money is gonna be kind of scarce. So let's see, I want to be all cutthroat. Where's a good cutthroat look? That's less cutthroat. More worker, less cutthroat. Maybe something I could rent. Wait, do I have anything already? No, I don't, do I? That's more sailory. That's sailory? No, that is cutthroat. Yeah, that's fine then. So I could just stay with this one. Oh, what? The top hat isn't cutthroat enough? There. So they don't recognize me. Oh, the disheveled hair is less British. The designer's stubble is more cutthroat. Alright. Scars is also more cutthroat. Beautiful isn't.
course, think it over. Take your time. The finest clothes for the finest citizens.
Eye patch is even more cutthroat and untrustworthy. Bowler is less so, really? Top hat, not very cutthroat? It costs 10 whole bucks though. 50 for the skull mask? Medical mask, wear this or stay at home. Thank you, Frogware. Nah, I guess I have all that I want then. Fake bruises. Okay, alright.
Of course,
I'm dressed
think
well
it
enough.
over. Take your time.
There, I'm a perfect thug. Then we want some.
The treasures await you.
Forget
Collect
him.
them
I thought it
all and
was.
return for more.
Thought it was Newspaper Man. I just saw for Newspaper Man. Oh, I'm on Disraeli. So right when I get to the next intersection, I could just put map markers, but I am stubborn. That's why I've been playing this for how long? Even after it's made me unhappy so many times today. Let's see, there's a good game in here. There's so much that I've enjoyed. Like, legit enjoyed. Sup, bruh? There's more evidence here, but I don't see more evidence here. You know, these guys are dressed much nicer than I am. I don't know, there's one with the open shirt. And a bit of a rough face. I'm kind of blending in then, with just one person. Don't mind me just walking around. Hey, John.
Come on, Sherry. It's time to act.
Hey, yo. This is private property.
What?
You
I
lost
work
something.
here. City Hall business. Private investigator. Oh, they're gonna hate me for this one, hate me for this one. I work here. I'm just here to see the boss.
I'm here to discuss business with Mr. Bernadotti. I tried the front door, but...
Mr. Bernadotti isn't seeing anyone. You have 3 seconds to walk away or you'll never walk again. Capito?
I am missing a
It's in Mr.
tattoo.
Bernadotti's best interest to...
1.
One of your people is dead. Yeah. Yeah? Yeah.
Listen, the man Bernadotti sent up...
So...
Leave. Leave or hit him. I can come back.
This has been miserable.
Sherlock, think. We know what the fellows from the gang look like. You can easily blend in.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was it. 2 evidence updated. Maybe that's what you need to learn before I can go and get more stuff. Disguise. Okay, so I guess I got a disguise. Internal affairs. What did any outsiders in? John insists I should still find a way to get it without fighting. Disguise myself as one of them. Alright, let's go. Where else can we buy clothes from? Could I rent a tattoo? A temporary tattoo on my neck? This clothes vendor has always been good to me.
Let's pick something that suits you.
Hat. No tattoo. No neck scar. Oh, there we go. There's a tattoo. You have to unlock it. So, is there anywhere else I should dress? I think I'm fine otherwise, right? They don't dress too shabbily. I mean, most of them are dressed kind of nice. They're not completed total bums. This was the tattoo, right? It's just a tattoo that they want.
A good choice.
Police with a tattoo on the neck. What about this? They can't see the tattoo with this on, right? But I'm wearing it. Oh, I can't wear both? Just one or the other? Okay, that's fine.
A good choice indeed.
Okay, let's see if they can see my tattoo. Wait, hold on. Is it even on? It is. Okay. It is on. So does it matter if it's visible or no? I'll save. Okay, we go Bazaar Road, which is in the City Hall Square.
Guests of Cordona.
Ignore the barker. Maybe I'll hunt some treasure some other time. When the game hasn't put me in a foul mood for the day. And I'm glad at least the foul mood did dissipate. I really hate being a grumpy guinea. It's not fun. It's not fun for me. Yeah, this is Bazaar Street. Just looks so different in the daytime. Okay, I'm somebody else entirely now.
Hey, stop. Who are you? Haven't seen you before.
Would you see my
See
tattoo?
you either, mate. I'm John. Just shipped in from London. Cheap bastards had me sharing a bunk with two others.
Aye, that sounds like Bernadotte. Why are you here?
A problem at the refugee camp. I need to report to Mr. Bernadotte. The sooner the better.
I knew it was only a matter of time until those savages stirred up trouble.
I do.
Go on, get inside.
Well, we're in. That makes John happy. But we didn't get all the evidence. That's just for the outside, right? No, that's for the main office. So I guess that's everything here. All clustered to that. Is the elephant stuff still here? Oh, the elephant stuff is gone, I guess because it's archived.
You did it, Sherry. A full immersion into the criminal underworld.
We could be fighting so many dudes in here, putting all these refugees at risk. Hey John, playing hack and sack?
That was one hell of a risk. But a lot of
Silver
fun.
and treasure, mate. Loads of pirate gold buried somewhere around, just waiting to be found.
Eavesdropping?
There's no rot, there's no treasure.
Oh no,
But
eavesdrop?
maybe there is. I just need to crack the bloody riddle.
Oh, that riddle. Well, you and me both, as soon as I find which specific stone arc it wants. Mr. Bernadotte? There's Mr. Bernadotte up here. No? Fake doors? I came from out here. That's the outside. Then, where's Bernadotte?
Sherry, look! This seems familiar.
Oh, what have we got here? The painting. Is that the painting? Put it aside.
Let's see what's hidden there.
It is. But wait. We had that painting over in Mercurio's atelier / flat, right? It seemed different though. Maybe it was a different version or a different... Because this feels more detailed. Maybe what was in Mercurio's room was like a sketch version or an incomplete one. And this is a finished product that was stolen from the gallery.
Vogel's stolen painting. Isn't it curious how it developed into a much more interesting case?
This does not look like Flow Blue tableware.
A Dogon statue from West Africa. A century old at least. Masks, traditional for the Chokwe people of Central Africa. V.H. Grindley Flow Blue tableware. This is what lies behind the facade of Bernadotte Company Limited. An amazing piece of culture. I imagine many collectors and museums would be interested in having it.
Era before museums would start to be concerned about where things actually come from, if it has a good provenance or if it's likely stolen.
This marble fella, it's like he was made after my image. You see it?
Hello, friend.
Oh, hi.
There.
Oh yeah, you know it. Can we go back here? Is that the front door? Logistics? Ah, it's the fake logistics. What have we got? Verdona Chronicle, Zeppelin related front page. Yeah, what about it? Is it anything to interact with? Do they just care about the, Or should I make a note? But I can't make a note without evidence to guide my search. I'll make a note anyway, just in case. Chronicle Zeppelin front page. Maybe it's simply a sign that he cares about it. Resources. Hey John, how'd you get in here quickly?
This is it. This is where all the magic happens.
Oh, here's a front door. Accounting, sales.
Excuse me, Mr. Bernadotte is busy right now.
A lot of paperwork, legal stuffs, way bills, expensive paper, City Hall emblem, invitation to a ball. Can I take it? Can't take it. Can't go in sales. Accounting? Can't go to accounting. And who is this fellow? I'm guessing that's Bernadotte.
I suppose it's Mr. Bernadotte with our fine governor. 1875. It was taken a few years back. John, how many people in Cordona have a photograph with the governor, do you think?
You definitely don't have one.
Governor 1875. Invitation to the ball. City Hall. And she is busy with paperwork. Well, if she's busy, she won't mind if we just step in, right?
I don't know who you are, but someone will be punished for letting you in. But first, let's
Little
talk.
girl, relative? We'll talk after I snoop around. Books? Collection of books? Anything else to snoop at? He's got a safe in the corner. What do you think, John?
Sherry, don't you think this office suits me?
Oh, sure, John. He could be a total gangster.
Whenever you're ready. I'd hate to intrude.
Ah, he knows that I've just been looking around everything else. So let's see. He's got a mustache. He's got a thing on his neck. 3 bars. I guess it denotes that he's a head honcho then. Bars and dots are rank. Different from the others. I mean, yeah, he's a boss. That much is clear. He's old. Had Pelagra. 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 Disease that occurs when a person does not get enough niacin, one of the B complex vitamins, or tryptophan, an amino acid. Huh. Inflamed skin, diarrhea, dementia, and sores in the mouth. He's got a nice cup. Is that also a looted artifact? Oh, the hardened hands. Doesn't shun dirty work. He's married. It's left hand for married, right? I guess so. And he's got a gun. He's cold-blooded. So, is Niccolo Bernadotti a calculated mastermind? He's a harsh gang leader and calculating businessman. He beams confidence and menace. He anticipates danger by keeping his gun near him but still holds it in his holster. Bernadotti descends from the working class. Being raised in a poor family, he had to work in the fields from a young age. Hard work under the sun and bad nutrition led to his suffering from pellagra. He overcame the disease, but the defects still show on his skin. Despite being financially comfortable now, he still distances himself from the high life, keeping his clothes and appearance quite conservative. Bernadotti and his men have different tattoos of the same style. The tattoos are most likely a code that represents different ranks of the tightly structured secretive criminal organization. Or is he merely a ruthless crime lord? A cruel gang leader who isn't afraid of getting his hands dirty to show off his positions of power. A hard worker in his youth. He grew hatred towards the world around him, and continually expects trouble and is always ready to make some. Raised to a poor family, that's the same. So, a ruthless crime lord isn't afraid to get his hands dirty to show off his position of power, hates the world around him after being a hard worker in his youth, expects trouble, always ready to make some. Or a mastermind, a harsh gang leader, calculating businessman, beams confidence, menace, anticipates danger by keeping his gun close. Initiate the vote. What do we think? Honestly, while he is a crime lord, I do believe him to err towards calculation. While I check this thing over here really quick. Oh, there's no one around to vote. Wanna vote? Yeah, 10 seconds. He's a harsh gang leader and a calculating businessman. So I suspected.
Niccolo Bernadotti, I presume? The name is Sherlock Holmes, and I'm afraid I bring bad tidings.
Is that so?
The man you sent to the refugee camp failed in his task. He impaled himself on his own blade. Clumsy and chaotic end.
For a man who just broke onto my property, you are more businessman than brute.
As are you, right?
You have my attention, Mr. Holmes. Do not waste it.
Do you know Boniface Mercurio? Your man died at the camp, investigating a robbery. Ultimately, that is what this is about.
I was hired, privately, to investigate the recent theft of a painting from an art gallery. My investigation led me to a man from your organization, and thus, to you, Mr. Bernadotti.
That is quite a stretch. Why would I need to steal a painting when I could buy anyone I wanted?
Interestingly enough, I spotted the stolen painting in your storeroom.
I buy and sell a lot of things, Mr. Holmes. Unfortunately, if this is true, it is not the first time I have been sold stolen merchandise. I presume you were hired by the owner of the gallery. Tell them to contact me, and we'll sort out the situation.
Oh, Werner is dead.
This painting is why you broke into my office.
Do you know Boniface Mercurio, photographer, of someone from City Hall who doesn't want his appetites revealed to the public? Oh, that is why Mercurio wanted the painting publicly visible. You wanted this whole thing revealed, Mercurio. Oh no, he's a hero after all.
Mr. Bernadotti, do you know the name Boniface Mercurio?
I do not.
Mercurio was a local artist. Recently, a man broke into his apartment, ransacked the place, and killed him. The thief was looking for something.
You are testing my patience, boy.
And you are confirming my
suspicions. In a moment, the connection will reveal itself. As I said, your man was found dead in the refugee camp. He was there to kidnap a woman, but the other refugees intervened to try and save her. The ensuing scuffle resulted in the man's accidental suicide. He sported the same tattoo as your men in this building. In fact, it also bears a resemblance to the one on your neck. Care to explain what business your man had with this woman?
You have no idea what you are talking about. I can assure you this was no kidnapping.
So you
the
confirm
refugees
it
in the
happened.
camp are on edge. What happened there is a tragic accident, one I am not responsible for.
For what reason was your man there if not to abduct her?
Why would I answer? You are yet to justify your presence in the slightest. So many words, so little action.
Well, if he wants
when
action.
you barged into my office, Mr. Holmes, I got the impression you wanted to talk business. Now I see you had come just to talk. Tell me exactly what you want, or get out.
It was necessary groundwork for what comes next. I have enough evidence to conclude that the gallery thief, the artist's killer, and the dead man in the camp are all the same person.
Your time is almost up, Mr. Holmes.
Before you draw your gun, there is one final detail I am yet to mention. The young woman your man was tasked to collect from the refugee camp had been defiled at a perverse masquerade party. That violation was captured in a photograph by Boniface Mercurio and used as a reference for his painting. The photo shows the attacker's face.
Is this the guy we should be,
That's why you're here, Mr. Holmes. You have the photograph.
It is what your man was after when he broke into Mercurio's apartment, and it is what you're after too, isn't it, Mr. Bernadotti?
You have the photograph with you. How much do you want for it?
I am not naive enough to carry it with me, but I am yet to decide what I shall do with it. I know the man in the photo is a British envoy. What interest do you have in his downfall?
I must admit,
Does he?
I'm rather
Does he
impressed
kill
by
his
how
outlaw?
comprehensively you have pursued this matter. And so, you deserve the honest answer. My business dealings are often arduous in their bureaucracy. A man in his position, willing to look the other way, could ease my work significantly. In return, I will make sure no one looks his way either. A favor for
So,
a
you don't
favor.
want to topple
Also known
him,
as
you want him
blackmail,
under your
the modus
thumb.
operandi of any true professional.
It was not originally my idea. Mercurio set things in motion, extorting the envoy for the most trivial of ends. Money. In response, the envoy hired my man to retrieve the painting and the photograph, eliminating Mercurio's leverage. I only learned the whole story after the artist was killed in his home.
And rather than extricate yourself, instead you took over Mercurio's venture.
It fell into my lap. As a businessman, I simply seized the opportunity. Now, how much do you want for the image?
So he's unrelated then. He's got nothing to do with the whole issue with the refugee girl. He just has an opportunity here.
I saw refugees from the camp at your warehouse. They work for you.
I have made certain arrangements with City Hall and the police. Thanks to me, refugees can work and be paid. It's a pathway to freedom.
And how much do you save by capitalizing on their cheap labor?
I have heard no complaints. They seem happy just to get out of that slum.
And why do you need the girl specifically? Maybe they couldn't find the photograph. But I guess she's also leverage, huh? Plus a child.
Why did you send your man to remove the woman from the camp?
Without a photograph, her testimony was the next best thing. Securing her was in everyone's interest. Victims and witnesses all too often disappear. I thought the girl was safer with us. I did not anticipate what would happen at the camp.
I'm gonna take this word for him. Take his word with this.
I could not help but appreciate the collection of smuggled artifacts in your storeroom. You have rather diversified your business.
Oh, high and mighty of you, Mr. Holmes. Not all smuggling is immoral. I pay generous rates to developing cultures and spread their culture to eager buyers. And furthermore, I supply many immigrants with a taste of home.
A very convenient way of thinking.
I have traveled wildly, Mr. Holmes. I've seen people in far-flung lands for whom my services are a lifeline. Without them, they would starve. The tax on cargo is often so absurd that it would be more profitable to simply sink your ship than dock it in the harbor. And trust me, I am speaking from experience.
In 2021, I'm not going to point out the flaws in his thinking because it should be obvious. Do I have to give him the photo, though? Even if he's uninvolved with the party. I don't know if I want him to have this.
Why should I give you the photograph?
Just
Beyond
name your price.
What if my price were not money? You claim to have connections, Mr. Bernadotte. Perhaps you could improve conditions for the refugees. Give them a chance for a better life.
Ha! I do have connections, Mr. Holmes, but help the whole camp.
It's a small
You're
camp.
asking
It's like
too
12
much.
people.
I could,
Tops.
however, make arrangements for one person. The woman who was violated will have her own home outside the camp, solely for her and her child. She
And
will no
nobody
longer
else.
be a refugee, but a princess.
A princess at a
That
tower?
I can guarantee.
In a cage?
Really possible?
It will be neither fast nor easy, but I can do it. She deserves it, don't you agree? And as for her abuser, he will serve me as much as he deserves.
So, in your plan, everybody will be given their due. Especially you, Mr. Bernadotte.
Seems like a fair deal, no? I doubt anyone could offer you better. Simply give me the photograph, and the world becomes a better place. I give you my word.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism. I take your point.
So is this what it falls down to? Choose who gets the photograph?
I opened
Also-
the front door for you. Please, sir, do not linger.
Key evidence collected, but not all evidence. There's still something missing then. Bernadotte's offer. Bernadotte, smuggled artifacts. Stolen painting from the gallery is here. Mind Palace. Nalia is the woman. And the stolen painting. Bernadotte's offer. She was violated and very nearly kidnapped. First of all, I must make sure that she and her baby are secured. Can I do that? to make sure she's okay. Blackmail material. Wants to gather proof of the envoy's crimes in order to blackmail him. Mr. Berardotti knows how to turn a situation to his advantage. When he alerted the envoy's forcible violation, he saw an opportunity to gain greater power. He has offered me a deal. A photograph in exchange for happy life for Nayla. Merciless justice, the envoy is despicable, and Berardotti is trying to take advantage of the situation. Cannot trust either of them, only the truth to resolve matters. Give the photograph to Vogel, so he can make everything public. Our unexpected collaboration. Berardotti is a shady businessman, but his promise to arrange a happy life for Nayla and her child was convincing. What truly matters now? See, I think Vogel's the right answer. Vogel's gonna die, of course. But if he can make everything public, then that's what I want. But first we have to speak to... Still only key evidence. Something is missing here. But I'm sure we can come back later, right?
Bernadotti Limited will always look forward to your visits.
Can we talk to Bernadotti some more? Get a save. Maybe we could show him evidence. Give photo, no.
I need some time.
If you insist.
Is there no more evidence I could look through? That's it, isn't it? There's gotta be at least one more thing around here. This guy's already getting concessions from City Hall. Invitations to the ball, so he is well taken care of in that front. Is there nothing else out here? No evidence of this warehouse? Just the same generic bike fight warehouse. Well, I can't go back outside. Oh. It's a one-way door. Well, City Hall then. John steals bad photos. Oh. Maybe there's more out back then. Because I can't have lacking all evidence. I gotta get all the evidence. Oh, let's just talk to him. And talking to people just gets John mad. Toys, fruits. Oh well, if it's important, we can come back later. For now, City Hall. And see what the envoy's deal is. Okay, let me see. Bernadotti's offer, talk to him. Thomas Norton.
Treasure maps from the governor. Find 8 and come back for more.
If you're here on matters of signing up for military service, come back tomorrow. Our department needs to straighten out some business.
You Norton? I guess this must be. He has an eyeball. Didn't sleep last night. Is he that upset about the woman he hurt getting away and the pictures escaping? No time to shave. He's got the cross. Well worn, never removed. He's the type to wear his medal forever on his civilian clothes. A wine stain on his hand. And his shoes are dorky. Shoulder. He lacks dandruff. Rumpled clothes. Stays at work late. So, is he just a hardworking bureaucrat that gets his kicks by having terrible things done to people who he sees as lesser? Red wine stain on his wrist and his unshaven face indicate a lazy attitude towards his duty. The order of the bath looks quite worn. The man is proud of it and never takes it off. Wrinkled clothes and red eyes may mean that he didn't return home last night, instead of work. This man would lose himself in depravity and alcohol. He's a partygoer. Or he is in remorse. The order of bath is quite worn, he's proud of it, never takes it off. Red stain on his wrist indicates that he has recently drank wine. His clothes are wrinkled, he barely bothers to shave, and his eyes indicate that he may suffer from insomnia or lack of or deep anxiety. It looks as if he lives within a nightmare, attempting to rid himself of his terrible memories of past mistakes. Maybe he does live in a nightmare and loses sleep, but not out of remorse, but out of the anxiety that his secrets are at risk of coming out. Partygoer? Voting? I'll say partygoer.
Why are you staring
If there are more
at me
people,
like
I
I'm a
might
Madame
have shade
Tussauds
voting.
figure? Didn't you hear what I just said?
On my way here, I was wondering whether you might regret what you did. I tried my best to retain at
Sorry,
least
crab
a shred
boy.
of faith in humanity. I had hoped that you would hear her scream, see her face in your dreams, or at least once ask yourself how Naylor might feel.
Who?
Neither of my hopes were fulfilled.
Why are you here?
Punch him in the face. Punch him in the face. Show him the photograph. Send you to justice. Listen to what you say. Punch him.
You defiled a girl who was with child. Don't even pretend that you regret what took place.
Oh, he's
Do you wonder why I
cowering.
came here? It is because I am disgusted with people like you, and the only way in my mind to rid the world of your ilk is to see you hanging from the gallows.
Dang,
All right,
Charles, let him
all
have
right.
it.
Is it about money, as you said in the letter? I have it, all right?
He thinks I'm an
There's
artist.
no need
That
for
punch.
violence.
I've never written a single word to you. As you can see, I have a more direct approach.
That letter, it wasn't from you. So what do you want?
Answers, to start with.
Fine. I suppose now we have a nice long talk. Do you drink, Mr.
Sherlock Holmes. And I do not.
Shame. All the best discussions are accompanied by a glass of whiskey. But out of respect for you, I won't drink either.
Respect? That's an unusual word in your mouth, Mr.
Where are my manners? My name is Thomas Norton, a British envoy in Cordona on a military mission.
This is the man we have handling
where
the
do we
locals.
start?
What happened at the party? Straight to the point.
So, let's return to the beginning. What happened at the party?
I vaguely remember that night. As usual at such parties, you meet people, you talk with them, they invite you to spend some time alone with them. What can I say? I got myself mixed up with the wrong company, and somebody must have mixed some psychoactive substance in my drink. After that, it's all blurry. I completely lost my sanity. I made a terrible mistake which I regret deeply.
You don't say. Do refugee girls often appear on the menu at those types of parties?
It's rather rare.
So you didn't attend the party to engage in an exotic experience involving a vulnerable woman unable to accuse you of assault?
I would never have planned such a terrible thing. What
But
happened was just bad circumstance.
Uh-huh. As we all know. The alcohol, getting high, doesn't absolve you, doesn't change who you are, just makes you more... It removes your inhibitions. It makes you exactly who you want to be. And that is him.
You mentioned blackmail. Tell me about it.
All right. A couple of days ago, I received an anonymous letter. It said that in the art gallery at Caravansary there exists a painting that incriminates me. The blackmailer made it clear that if there is a painting, then a photograph exists too. And I should be wary of what it might do to my reputation.
What does the blackmailer want from you?
Money,
Wanted.
of course. What else do such people want? Needless to say, I don't remember anyone taking photographs at the party. Up until the last moment, I hoped he was bluffing. But he wasn't, as you've just proven to me.
Show me the letter.
I burnt it as soon as I read it. I've left enough evidence. There's no need for any more.
The painting that depicted you in the image of the devil was stolen by a mercenary. Did you have anything to do with it?
I might be a rotten person, sir, but hiring criminals for illicit purposes is not in my daily schedule.
And buying the painting in an attempt to hide the crime, is that
He might have
on
been
your
the
daily
buyer,
schedule?
the offerer.
What would you do in my situation?
I would never put myself in such a situation.
You're young. I could never have imagined myself in my current position. Yet, here I am in front of you. We all make mistakes, Mr. Holmes. And I'm no exception.
I don't know. The mistakes we make don't usually exploit vulnerable people, do they?
Boniface Mercurio, does the name mean anything to you?
He's an artist, right?
The one responsible for the painting that compromises you. I found him dead in his room.
Oh, that is bad. Wait, you don't think that I have anything to do with this?
You had motive to kill him.
Maybe
we know
I
what happened
did,
with that.
But listen,
That's all
I know
news.
how this looks, but murder? That's on another level. I had thoughts that this Mercutio...
Mercurio?
Well, him, yes. I thought he could have been the blackmailer. But I was too afraid to make any hasty decisions. There were plenty of ways to fail by making a move, so I chose to wait. To see what he would do next. You have to believe me.
I
don't
do.
believe
We
people, I
spoke
believe
to
evidence.
Bernacati. We
Then
believe.
look at the evidence. Mr. Holmes, I've built my entire career on hard work
Let's
and
look at exposing
uncompromising dedication to the crown. I made a mistake, but I'm not a villain from some cheap adventure fiction. By putting me behind bars, you will benefit precisely no one.
Rotting in prison is the least you deserve, but I have a better idea. You
Oh, do
will make
we?
amends and help the ones you hurt.
Are we actually going to? Help Neela specifically, or the refugees, including Neela? See, I don't like the other guy's offer because he just wants to put her and the kid in a cage. Calls for a princess, but less a palace, more a tower, over a field of thorns.
Use your connections to help patriate the refugees, find them decent homes, give them jobs.
For all of them.
There must be a meaning to your position and my decision.
Yes, all right, I can do that. So, will you give me the photograph now?
That's not all.
That's not all. Oh, so we can do both. Okay. We could help all the refugees, and Neela specifically.
Naylor deserves the very utmost of what you can do.
Help the girl? I can't risk the press paying extra attention to her. I will do anything except that.
I need to think this all through. Don't do anything foolish in the meantime.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
So one wants to only help Neela, the other only wants to help the refugees in general, but not her specifically. Claims he is guilty but proposes a deal. Help the refugees. What else is here? There's something else that's up, right? Vogel's Art Gallery invitation. Ooh, so we could. Envoy's offer. The photo will ruin the envoy's career. The envoy wants to hide the proof. It's in his interest that the photograph is pragmatic. His interest in the photograph is pragmatic. If he takes it, nothing will threaten his reputation. Is there any other way that I could... Victim of violation or system sufferers. All refugees are victims of the system. Situation they are in must and can be mended. Merciless justice, give things to Vogel anyway. Smaller evil for the greater good, Thomas Norton's a debaucher who has committed a terrible act. Even though he deserves to be brought to justice, I cannot overlook the opportunity to do greater good. Give him the photograph, in exchange for the refugees' legalization. So, we could improve the situation for all the refugees, Neela included, if it means that her abuser is never brought to justice. And that basically their advantage will be by her having been taken advantage of. Or help Neela specifically Neela, to put her in a tower by herself. She'll be cared for, but the position of the refugees will still be stuck in a couple of shacks under a bridge, and a smuggler of artifacts from across the world will have an easier time looting the continent to enrich himself. Or maintain the status quo for all the refugees by putting these people to justice. It's a tough choice, but I'm gonna be the ultimate cock tease and leave that choice for tomorrow. Maybe we'll vote on it, I don't know. But either way, for the time being, that is going to be it for the day, and I'm gonna find someone to drop the world's tiniest raid onto. Relaxation stream with a true spirit of fishing. Is Macaw playing Florida Bass Fishing again? Stream starting soon. Ooh. Let's go see Macaw. Fishing streams and Macaw streams are always fun. Tomorrow we shall resolve this issue of what to do with these refugees and this photograph and Vogel. Maybe you should talk to Vogel tomorrow. Start off talking to him, because the offer of both gentlemen still have talked to someone about, right? So we might bring out more details. But for now, thanks for hanging for however long. As I always say, nobody is legally, contractually required to be here. It's all in good fun. I have fun. Even if the game is kind of a jerk sometimes. It's got rough systems that really make me not want to enjoy it, but so far I am enjoying it. It's okay. It's a good game. It just has rough, sharp edges that we shall brush against more tomorrow. So, see you folks then. Take care. Have fun.